Hello and welcome. My name is Jean, and today we're going to take a few moments to spend some time with your spine, with your back body, by doing a seated and abdomen based practice. For now, find a seat that works for you, swaying side to side. Make sure your sit bones are planted where you want them to be on your mat. Arms can be any place that feels good for you. Breathe in. And then breathing out through the nose, sighing through the mouth. Perhaps noticing how you're bringing air into the body with your inhale. And then noticing how you choose to extricate the air as you exhale, whether you breathe out through the nose or take a big yawn, big sigh through the mouth. Good job. 2 more breaths. Let yourself be present to what your body is starting to tell you. How are you doing? How are you feeling? What are you holding on to from yesterday's past? Or even what are you holding on to from just waking up today? Good job. This can be a nice place to set an intention for yourself today. Whatever you want your practice to orbit around, an idea, a word, an emotion, a sensation, even an affirmation or string of words that you can create a mantra with. Make it known to yourself. Allow it to embed within your sacred soil as you breathe in. And then breathe out, pushing forward that manifesting idea. What do you want to make a part of your day a bit more? One more breath here to ground yourself. And of course, always welcome to take extra time in between if that's what your body needs. And then finding your way to your neutral seat if you'd like to get a little movement into your body. Start off with some seated cat-cows, getting a bit of the spine active and awake. So from your planted sit bones on the mat, legs in whatever shape you wish them to be, take a breath in, widen your shoulders, the shoulder blades behind you say hello, gaze lifts up. And then as you exhale, press into your mat with your sit bones, drawing the chin down toward the tailbone. Nice job. If you'd like a little more activity here, you can inhale, bring your arms into the picture. Palms wide, shoulders wide. And then as you exhale, curling your fingertips in as your ribs contract, like you're holding a beach ball in your hand. Breathe in, widen the arms, open your wings a bit. And then breathe out, drawing everything into the shell of yourself. Nice job. 2 more breaths. And 1 more, breathe in. Feel the lungs take in all the air they have the space for. Nice work. And then exhale, draw it all inward 1 last time. And while you're here, you're going to take another inhale. Arms will come back out nice and wide. And then wiggling the right fingertips, take an exhale, just tipping your body to your right for a little lateral stretch. All the while, you're pressing into that left sit bone on your mat, just giving you a little fulcrum point, that place of grounding. Option to take your neck and look at the crook of your left elbow. You can even bind your left arm behind the back. Couple more breaths here. Nice job. And then as you inhale, you're going to press into that right palm, tip the body back to center. And then before taking to the left, we're going to do some spinal waves. So as you exhale, think of someone pulling your right arm to that right side, keeping your left sit bone planted on the mat. Nice job. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, someone's pulling on those left fingertips, right sit bone planted on the mat. Inhale, back to center. We'll do a couple more waves. Exhale, pull to the right, plant to the left. Inhale, back to center. And then exhale, pull left, planting on the right sit bone. 2 more times. Breathe in. And then breathe out, wave to the right. Breathe into center. Breathe out to your left. 1 last time. Great work. This time, as your spinal wave returns to center, on an inhale, then exhale, wiggle your left fingertips. You're tipping to the left side now. Right sit bone is now planted on your mat, giving you a nice little stretch along the right side body. Again, look at the crook of your right elbow if you'd like a more open neck space, or you can even bind the left arm to the middle of the back. Breathe. Allow the left ear to draw itself a little closer to your left shoulder. If you'd like, 3 more breaths here. Maybe your arms are telling you something. Maybe your spine is telling you something from those waves you just did. And then taking another inhale, pressing into your left palm, body comes back to center. And then one last thing with your folded legs, exhale. Body hinges or hollows forward from the ribs. Welcome yourself to a forward fold. Arms can go in any place that you'd like, whether out in front. You can heave them out to the sides, or even just allow them to drape without any specific placement against the sides of your body. Palms can be facing the sky if you just want a little bit of rest here. Breathe. And a great time to come back to whatever intention you're inviting for your practice today. With your third eye, your Ajna chakra, your brow, having some proximity to the earth, there will be a lot of opportunities to revisit your personal affirmation. Really reinforcing the idea that even with the movements you take in this practice or any yoga practice, the time that you spend is entirely yours to govern. 4 more breaths here. Good work. As your next inhale arrives, press into your sit bones, ease out of the silence of that fold. And then once you're in a seat, wherever your legs are at, you're just going to bring the knees to a bend, soles of your feet on your mat. Take your time finding your way there. And then breathing in through your nose once more. As you breathe out, the knees open to the sides, Baddha Konasana, butterfly legs, or bound angle. This is mostly just a place to regroup and rebound the body, while still getting a little opening in your external hip rotators. We're here for 10 breaths. This can be a nice place to take a hand to the heart and a hand to the abdomen if you would like to connect with a more depth-based or more personalized breath. Really attuned to how your body draws in and sends out air. Listen to the language of your inner ecosystem. What is your spine telling you? What are your sit bones telling you? What are your arms telling you? If any of those places have tension, perhaps you channel your breath to those stiff points, encouraging a softness, a release, a surrendering. 5 breaths to go. Work. With your last 2 breaths here, once more repeat your intention. Just reminding yourself of why you made time at whatever point it is for your personal day, just to spend time with your own body. And then as you breathe in, the arms release wherever they were at. Close the legs together. Once the knees meet, you're just going to choose a side, whatever you consider the top of your mat. Send your legs to the back portion as you bring yourself down to your abdomen. Welcome to have the arms out in front of you as a pillow for the forehead. Now while you're here, you can adjust your breath, noticing how it feels for your abdomen on the mat. Maybe the breathing has to shift just to make this comfortable. You can even start rocking the ankles side to side, taking the legs with you. Again, any movement here. So we'll be spending some time in a few cobra poses or bhujangasanas this day. If you want something a little more passive, I will demo for you what is called your Sphinx pose. You can do either one. This depends again on what you want to give your spine today. But when you're ready, we'll start first by bringing your arms out in front of you, almost like you are flying through some clouds. As you breathe in, you're going to start dragging the palms in toward the body. This is where, if you want to take your Sphinx pose, the elbows come under the shoulders. You just peel the spine up vertebrae by vertebrae, keeping the front of your hips, tops of your feet on the mat. If you prefer something more active like bhujangasana or cobra pose, you're going to walk the palms of the hands under your shoulders, elbows tucked in toward the body. And then option to lift the palms of the hands off the ground if you're taking cobra. This allows you to really feel that compression happening along the lower portions of your spine. Breathe. We've got 3 compressions today, so pace yourself with how you move. Give yourself another 3 breaths. Nice job. And then last inhale, whether you're in Sphinx or Cobra, maybe you peel up just a little higher in the spine. And then as you breathe out, slide the arms out in front of you, peel the chest back down, make another pillow for your forehead if you'd like. As mentioned, another nice time to really let the legs move side to side a little bit. Maybe you want to bend the knees, flex the feet, lift them off the mat for a couple breaths. Now, giving yourself a spine-based practice like this today can be really nice if you are usually seated in one particular seat for a large chunk of your day, or if you just find yourself sitting a lot in general. While chairs and cushions may have some comfort to offer your spine, it still puts your spine in a place that doesn't feel organic all the time, and it might feel a little painful on the back. Allow this practice to be a space where your spine can get some healing, it can get some resetting, and even offering yourself that healing energy. That's a pretty good rebound though, so when you're ready, palms of the hands come out, place them on the ground, and then focusing on the front of your chest, inhale, peel the spine up, drag the arms into the body. Just like before, if you're in Sphinx pose, you're going to keep the elbows in. If you're in Cobra, walk the palms in under the shoulders, peel up a little higher. Maybe you want to go up a little higher. If you are peeling higher, think of it more as your back doing the work. The palms of your hands are there mostly as a placeholder for your body. Nice work. Breathe. You can even think of tightening through your internal hip rotators just to help keep the legs in place. Nice job. Couple more breaths here wherever you're at. Nice work. And then one more inhale. Notice where you've chosen to embody your posture today, how your body is filling into it. And then exhale, arms slide out, peel yourself back down. Second rebound. This one not quite as long just because your body is already getting a sense of what it's doing, what it needs to find, what it wants to find out of your compressive work today. So this third compression will have a couple extra variations depending on how your spine is feeling today and how you're feeling today for that matter. So we'll start with moving into your Sphinx pose. As you inhale, palms, hands out in front, drag the palms on the ground, elbows under your shoulders. Now, if you're in Sphinx and want to take something more passive here, you can walk the palms all the way in, peeling your spine up for seal pose, and then bend your knees, bringing the soles of your feet to the head. Cobra, or Bhujangasana, has that very same principle. Palms of the hands under the shoulders, bend the knees. This comes into what's called your angry cobra. Whether you're in seal or angry cobra, think of the soles of your feet reaching back to the head. It can be nice to lift the neck behind you just a smidge. Maybe you want to focus your gaze out in front. Either way, we'll take another 3 more breaths, whatever variation you've chosen. Nice work. Remember soft shoulders. Think of the ears still having space, the neck having space to exist. Last breath in through your nose. And out, sigh any tension through the mouth. Really feel your back here. And then if you bent the knees for either angry cobra or seal, inhale, bring your feet down to the mat. And with your palms on the mat now, you're going to exhale, press into the palms. Send your hips back to meet your ankles. Just taking a child's pose here. Arms can stay out in front. You can have them to the sides of the body. Just gonna hang out here for a minute. So let yourself be in any way. Maybe the knees widen a little bit if you want to feel the chest a little closer to the mat. Now, if you would also like a little more activity here, you can even use a couple of dynamic movements to check in on your spine. That can have the knees in as you inhale, shift the body forward, bring yourself to a cobra. And then from here, exhale, shift back a couple times, coming back to your balasana, your child's pose. Again, whatever you want to do, take a minute here, be with your thoughts and breathe. Now, as your spine is in line mostly with your heart and a few of your other chakral places, back compression encourages a good amount of heart opening, and maybe that feels great for you. Maybe there were some levels of discomfort there. So allow this rebound to help you re-regulate, come back to that place of self-regulation, and breathe. Got another 30 seconds. Nice work. Last breath. And then from your child's pose rebound or downward facing hero rebound, inhale, peel the chest back up, walking the hands in toward the body. Once you're in this low kneel, you're just choosing a side, left or right. Sit back on that respective hip. The legs will swing themselves through your center. And as you're starting to make your way down to your mat, you're going to want to have a block handy to bring with you. You're going to actually take a bridge pose for your savasana today, something a little different. So when you're ready, bring the spine down, vertebrae by vertebrae, give yourself that focus, that accentuation. And then from there, you're bending your knees, one leg at a time, or both. But feel your soles of the feet planted on your mat. From here, ensure you've got the block in reach, and then inhale, lift your hips up, place the block underneath your sacrum, and then exhale, ease the sacrum, ease the hips down onto your block. So as mentioned, this is going to be the option for your savasana today. Maybe you prefer something more traditional like corpse pose. You can always remove the block at any time. But giving your spine a little extra support here can feel really nice after all of those compressions. You did some cat-cows, you did some spinal waves with some lateral stretching. And all of those things can impact your body in different ways, depending on what you were carrying when starting your practice today. So this is a nice place to start easing yourself into a relaxed breath. Big inhale through the nose, and equally big exhale through the nose or mouth. If you are in bridge pose, you do have the option to extend your legs out to the top of your mat. Letting the ankles just droop to a side. Now the extended legs might feel a little intense for your bridge pose today, but you can always walk the feet back. You can even do one leg at a time just to try that out. All your choice. But as mentioned, this will be your moment to take some time, remain as you are, whatever shape you've chosen, and let yourself just reflect on some of the compressive elements you've worked with today. Recall your breath, remember your heartbeat, and allow your body the option just to surrender to whatever shape you've given yourself. This posture is a reflection of the many choices you make throughout your day and throughout days to come, days prior. Knowing that every choice we carry and make brings forth its own tensions and lessons to embody. You can choose what tensions you want to hold on to, but maybe let go of a few of them, or all of them if any, as you let your body settle for a few moments. All of that said, we'll take about 3 minutes or so. Enjoy your Savasana. Give yourself a little rest. Again, always welcome to at any point just lift your hips, remove the block, and return your spine down to the earth. I'll let you know when it's time to come back, so for now, get comfy, breathe, and enjoy this Savasana for yourself. start to become aware of yourself on your mat. You can begin with the soft gathering of air through the nose as you breathe in. The quiet rise of the abdomen, the quiet expansiveness of your ribs, all moving through silence, and the slightest brushing of air through your rib cavity. Eventually, the air releases through the nose or mouth, sent back after having been alchemized within you. All the while, the fingertips and toes begin to wiggle ever so softly, maintaining that gentleness for an inbound return. If you took bridge pose for your Savasana, this will be your time to inhale. Very gently press into your feet, lift your hips up. The block will be removed from underneath your sacrum. And then exhale, return your hips down. If you also took bridge pose for your Savasana, feel free to heel-toe your feet to opposite sides of the mat, bringing the knees inward in that knock-kneed shape. This can be a nice counterbalance, a counter posture for that extensive time in bridge pose. It also makes for a nice little release in the body. And after giving a moment, this can be a great time to make any last movements, any personal movements that honor and strengthen your tether back to this corporeal plane. All the while coming back to whatever intention you set for your practice today. What was it that you wanted to hold space with this particular time of your day? Having moved through a couple of spinal-based postures, spinal-based movements, can be a nice way to, as shared earlier, reset the spine, give it some love after all of the stuff that we put our backs through. We think of things like what we might carry physically, mentally through the day, how much we hold on to. The back can wear itself out. So allow today's brief practice to heal your spine in small ways, or maybe not so small. It's your body that resonates with whatever it chooses to. But once you feel yourself back in the corporeal plane, the here and now, you're welcome to end your practice in this chosen Savasana. Maybe you'd rather meet me in one last seat. Whether you rock and roll the spine to give yourself a little momentum, or find your way to your sit bones by taking a fetal position to a side, help yourself up. And then once you've refound your seat, reestablish that corporeal contact with your sit bones, we'll take a breath in, arms come up, meet the sky. And then exhale, pull down from the forearms, gathering your hands to your heart center. Come back one more time to that idea, that intention, that affirmation you've given yourself today. And then make that affirmation or idea known in your heart. You carry it with you. It's that little bit of healing that can sometimes go a long way. It has been my humble honor to have shared space with you today, as you have shared space with me. Thank you for making time for yourself in this helter-skelter world, and may you continue to always live in your authentic way, bringing forth your signature shine and light to this beautiful planet we share. The luminosity in me cherishes, respects, and will always celebrate the luminous blooming heart in you. Shanti. Namaste. Thank you again, and always, for making time for yourself no matter what day, week, month, or lunar phase happens to be in our wheel of influence. I hope that the rest of your day is what you need it to be and that you continue to make time for yourself whenever the moments allow. Until we meet again, namaste.